All right, guys, it's Alex. So today we're gonna be talking about how I overcame my neediness for women, and it's successfully ended manipulation. To be honest with you, because you only get manipulated whenever you're blinded by a carrot on a stick, right? Manipulation usually happens when you want something out of somebody, and it blinds you to the games that they play on you. Because when you want something, you become very gullible, to be honest with you. It's like when you really want to get rich fast, you become susceptible to scams that are make money quick type of schemes. Okay, so we're gonna talk about how I overcame my neediness. Because look, when I was younger, I would go on 3 dates per week, 4 dates per week, and stuff like that. And I'll get with like one or two girls per week. But what I started noticing is that even though I was getting success with women, the days that I didn't have a date, the days that a woman wasn't validating me, I felt really shitty, and it ruined my days. So we're gonna talk about what did I do differently to overcome that neediness and how it affects my dating life right now. Okay. Look, essentially the one thing that made the biggest difference is having consistent, deliberate practice, having a responsibility that I have to meet every single day, and having goals that I'm consistently progressing and getting better at it. And I'm not talking about practicing something and not getting good at it consistently. I'm talking about practicing something and getting good at it every single day and seeing yourself get good at it. The dopamine that your body, that your brain releases as a result of the success is almost insulatory, in terms of it insulates you from the pain that you feel when a woman rejects you. So this is what happened with me. I began reading the book Mastery by Robert Greene, right? And the book Mastery talks about the most important thing towards acquiring any skill, and that's practicing every single day, right? Having deliberate practice, consistently thinking about that goal. And I began that, and I began doing art, as you can see in the background, right? Oh, okay. And because I began doing art, before I began doing art, I remember I was very depressed. I remember it was like in 2018. I was doing YouTube, obviously, and I had a lot of time in my hand. And the only way for me to fill up the time was to either play basketball or to go out on a date, because that's the only thing I had I had to do, and make videos on a daily basis. But it depressed me because I was filling up my time. I was trying to find purpose through getting validation from women. But when I discovered art, and art is for me and basketball is both the same for me, right? For me, it's art and basketball. But for you, it could be studying a subject. For you, it could be sculpting. For you, it could be public speaking. For you, it could be being a parent also, right? But what I began noticing is that when I began drawing and I began getting good at it and focusing on getting good at it, it calmed me down. I began like creating daily routines where I would wake up at 6, 7 in the morning, draw for a few hours, right? And then after that, I would go and practice, play basketball, come back, draw for another few hours. And what began happening is that routine calmed me down. It made me more involved with my life. It made me more, when you're so busy that you forget to eat, that you forget to do this or you forget time flies, right? It's that it had that insulatory nature to it, where I had so many consistent routines that I would follow every single day, that dating became not even secondary, third, it became fifth in my list of importance. And unfortunately, if dating is your most important thing, that you gotta, like, if dating and meeting women is your most important thing, you're gonna be anxious. That's just the truth. You're gonna be anxious. Unfortunately, you have to not care about getting women to get more women. Like it's one of those laws of hyper intention, that the more you want something, the less you have it. So for me, it was more that I was so consumed with getting better at art and basketball, and I just felt so much joy from those activities that women didn't give me that type of joy. It's just what it was. They just didn't give me that type of joy. And so those activities, as gay as it sounds, right? Those activities became more enjoyable. I remember when I used to hear that when people do crack, they don't give a fuck about sex no more. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. I kind of understand. I kind of understand where that comes from. And that's because when you want something so badly, see, for me, the way I see it is this, man, is that I began putting my energy on something that I can control. You can't control women. Women are unpredictable. Women will flake on you at the last second. That's just what women do. No matter how attractive you are, you're gonna get canceled. You're gonna get played. Women will play those stupid fucking games with you. But it is your responsibility to stay centered. It is your responsibility to not take those stupid shit that women do personal, because it's similar to the scorpion. What's that metaphor? Right? I think it's like the like like I think there was a rat swimming in the fucking water, whatever, right? But let's just assume it was a rat. The rat was swimming in the water, and the rat and the scorpion needed to get across the river. The scorpion said, "Yo, bro, put me on your back. I promise you, I'm not gonna sting you, because if I sting you, I'll kill you, and I'll also die. We both need to cross the river." And the rat was like, "Are you sure you're not gonna sting me?" He's like, "Bro, I swear to you, I'm not. Why would I? I'm gonna die if I do that shit. So I'm not gonna sting you, bro." Anyways, the rat took the scorpion behind his back, and he started swimming, and the motherfucker stung him. Right? As he was stinging him, the rat said, "Dude, what are you doing? Why are you stinging me?" The scorpion said, "Bro, I'm a scorpion. The fuck?" Right? It's that thing. Is that women are women. Even if they say they're not gonna, even if they say they're gonna do something, in their nature, they are such that that a lot of times they will not do what they say they're gonna do. So you have to expect it. And the way to deal with it is not to lower it's not to like not care, because it's easier said than done. The way to do it is to care about something more than women. And unfortunately, if you're young, your body is telling you to fuck as many women and pass on your genes. So there is a force behind why you feel needy. A lot of times you don't feel needy because you're flawed. You feel needy because this is important, right? So it's normal for you to be very to feel desperate, to feel anxious, because this is, evolutionarily speaking, it's wired in you to make this a very important thing. But as humans, we're not imprisoned by our own biology. We could transcend it, right? One second, the camera died. Let me put this right here, okay? So I'm gonna be back right here, okay? But yeah, we can transcend it, right? And the way that we transcend that neediness is through desiring and focusing on something that brings you happiness. And the ultimate way to feel happiness is to practice. Practicing something consistently will bring you happiness. Getting good at something and practicing will make you happy. The joy that you feel at getting good at something, and the pleasures that come when you start doing an activity at a higher level, women just don't compare to that. They just don't. The feeling that I feel at getting better at basketball on a Friday night, knowing that some guys are out with one or two women, the happiness that I feel at seeing myself get better. I'll be honest with you, the only time I felt this type of happiness is when I have a girlfriend, or when, when a girl that I really, 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 really likes me back. That's the only time I felt that way. Other than that, I don't feel that way in most occasions, right? So you're not going to feel this in the beginning. You're not going to feel this type of pleasure in the beginning. This is only a reward that comes through months of consistent practice, right? And those months of consistent practice will completely change your nervous system. The way you feel about things, what you consider pleasurable, will change in those months. Okay, so all of a sudden, those short-term pleasure, whenever you feel the reward of practicing something consistently and getting the rewards of your long-term type of mindset, the reward you get from long-term planning and succeeding at what you plan long-term will pale in comparison to how short-term rewards feel, like women, sex, and that kind of stuff. Because I can promise you, a blowjob gets stale after a while, and that's a fucking fact. I fall in love with getting a blowjob. At one point, I was like, I don't even feel my dick no more. Like seriously, like like you literally lose sensation of your dick if you get too many blowjobs. But you will never stop feeling pleasure the better you get at things. There are no limits. You could get good at basketball and feel like you're good, but if you actually get a little bit better, the pleasures you feel from basketball will increase. The same with art, the same with any activity. You want to learn to find pleasure in your thoughts, in your ideas, and in practice. That and in competition. If you find, and in your family and friends, if you learn to find more pleasures in those situations, the neediness will go away, because you ask yourself, what do you have to offer? What do you have to offer that this doesn't offer me? And that's a fact. And that's a fact. Now your dick might not agree. And that's why, this is why I'm gonna make a video about NoFap. This is why I don't agree with NoFap, because NoFap puts too much emphasis on pussy. You know, because you're just so focused on it, because your dick is so hard, like you just want to fuck, right? But I can promise you that if you keep your sex, if you, not your sex drive low, but if you keep jacking off and you don't have a full you know, like what is it, and you're not fully loaded, you know, women are not gonna have that anxiety. They will not give you that anxiety that they used to. So this is how I overcame neediness. Okay, unfortunately, it didn't come through meditation, because meditation does help. It came through practicing something and getting good at it, and that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying?